to mystic stories and folk tales. I'm Abena, and today we'll be looking at a story titled The Cares of the Ivory Coast Witch Doctor. In a small remote village, deep within the lush forests of Ivory Coast, there lived a man named Koffi, known throughout the region as a powerful witch doctor. For decades, villagers from near and far would travel to seek his help with various ailments, spiritual guidance, and protection against curses. Koffi's reputation was unparalleled. He was both feared and revered, a figure cloaked in mystery and power. However, despite his revered status, there was something sinister about Koffi that the few dared to speak of. Whispers among the villagers suggested that Koffi's powers came not from ancestral spirits as he claimed, but from a dark, malevolent source. Some believed that Koffi had made a pact with an evil spirit, trading his soul for supernatural abilities. One day, a wealthy businessman from the capital city of Abidjan visited the village seeking Koffi's help. The businessman, desperate to expand his fortune, requested a ritual that would guarantee his success, no matter the cost. Koffi agreed, but warned the man that the ritual came with a heavy price. He would have to sacrifice a close family member within 1 year, or face a curse worse than death. The businessman, blinded by greed, accepted the terms and went through with the ritual. True to Koffi's words, his business began to boom, and he quickly became one of the richest men in Ivory Coast. However, as the months passed, he began to dread the impending deadline. Unwilling to sacrifice any of his family, he tried to outsmart Koffi by fleeing the country. But Koffi's reach extended far beyond the borders of Ivory Coast. Within days of fleeing, the businessman began experiencing strange and terrifying occurrences. He heard whispers in the night, saw shadowy figures in the corners of his vision, and felt an overwhelming sense of dread wherever he went. No matter how far he ran, the curse followed him. In a last-ditch effort to escape his fate, the businessman returned to Koffi's village, begging the witch doctor to lift the curse. But Koffi, now enraged by the man's attempts to cheat him, refused. Instead, he warned the businessman that his time was running out and that the curse would soon claim its due. Desperate and terrified, the businessman made the ultimate decision. He sacrificed his own son in a brutal and ritualistic manner, hoping to appease the dark forces that hunted him. But as soon as the deed was done, the businessman was struck by an unimaginable horror. The curse was not lifted. Instead, it grew stronger, more relentless, driving him to the brink of madness. Word of the businessman's fate spread quickly, and soon the entire village was gripped by fear. The once revered Koffi was now seen as a harbinger of doom, and villagers began to avoid him at all costs. Those who had sought his help in the past were racked with guilt and fear, wondering if they too were cursed. Koffi, once powerful and untouchable, found himself isolated and shunned. The darkness he had unleashed now consumed him, and he was tormented by visions of the lives he had destroyed. In his final days, Koffi disappeared into the forest, never to be seen again. Some say he was taken by the very spirits he had once commanded. Others believed he was driven mad by his own guilt. The village, left in the wake of Koffi's disappearance, tried to rebuild, but the fear and superstition lingered. The businessman, now a broken man, was found dead in his home, his body twisted in agony as if he had died fighting an invisible force. His wealth, once the source of his pride, was quickly squandered, and his family was left destitute and cursed. To this day, the villagers tell the story of Koffi and the cursed businessman as a warning that the pursuit of power and wealth through dark means will always lead to ruin. The story serves as a chilling reminder of the dangers of tampering with forces beyond human control and the inevitable consequences of greed and moral corruption. What's the moral of the story? The moral of the story is that the relentless pursuit of power and wealth at the expense of others can lead to unimaginable consequences, and no one can escape the repercussions of their actions. See you in the next video. Bye bye.